Mikhail Massa video. Subscribe and share and like the video for more contents. My contacts, email were.globen.es@gmail.com. Through the Christian sword, Bantu, Israelites, were brutally made slaves of white people. In the eyes of the Christian Church, which is an extension of white supremacy, nothing was done to black people that must not be forgiven, therefore slavery must be forgiven and forgotten. The 15 million Congolese brutally butchered by the Belgian government must be forgiven and forgotten. The apartheid regime on black South Africans and Namibians must be forgiven and forgotten. Even the ongoing mass genocide in Congo, police brutality in America and theft of our natural resources and history must be forgiven and forgotten. In this case, the church has programmed our people from Sunday school all through adulthood to shut up, put our guns down and turn the other cheek. The fundamental doctrine of the Christian religion, all denominations included, had little to nothing to do with the word of the Most High but structured to promote white supremacy. This is why black pastors today will never properly address the issues concerning racism or suggest a practical solution to the end of it. Black pastors and millions of black Christian followers are the largest advocates of white supremacy. They jump in defense each time white lies and evil behavior are exposed. They are truly the modern-day house Negroes, nigers de la maison, at the mercy of Western imperialism, all at a cost for a free piece of bread and a Western 3D designed imaginary heaven. The black pastors use the same Bible to condition their followers into submitting to Western oppression. Popular post-colonial Bible verses such as, "Forgive your enemy, vengeance is God's, love your neighbor, turn the other cheek, we are all children of God, money is wicked," are intentionally misinterpreted and repeatedly spoken throughout every sermons to prevent any form of uprising against oppression. This happened throughout slavery, colonialism, and it is happening now anywhere. Our people live, whether gathering in metropolitan areas of America or remote areas of sub-Saharan Africa, accompanied by some church donations to corrupt the poor. The white Jesus movies are heavily freely distributed and promoted in every corner of the continent to make sure every Bantu soul is properly brainwashed and converted to Christianity, which is nothing but Roman culture. Christianity is the virus, it is the head of snake needing to be crashed. The earliest Christian missionaries came with the Bible in one hand and the sword in another, converted our ancestors through bloodshed, forced them to deny their names, languages, culture and taught Nzambi, a dark and evil legacy which has been passed down by the black pastors through the Christian religion. And every time you mention the biological identity of the biblical characters, the fact that the Bible itself clearly claimed Jesus and Israelites were people of black complexion, the pastor will arrogantly tell you that they were not black but Middle Eastern, and if you bring forth verses to prove your point, the pastor will simply shout at you that color doesn't matter, calling you all kinds of names, just like their colonial masters. The pastors do not entertain reasoning, they demonize critical thinking. Leopold II, King of Belgium and European Union leader responsible for the Congolese Holocaust of over 15 million lives. The speech below, which shows the real intention of the Christian missionaries' journey in Africa, was exposed to the world by Mr. Mukwanimwikwani Bukoko, born in the Congo in 1915, and who in 1935, while working in the Congo, bought a second-hand Bible from a Belgian priest who forgot the speech in the Bible. This following Leopold II letter alone should have been enough to awaken black people, mainly Congo/Bantu Israelites scattered around the world living a hell-like miserable life. The access to this letter is a high revelational spiritual breakthrough for the entire Bantu nation and black people in general, denouncing the devil out in the open. Read the speech yourself if you have not done so. Letter from King Leopold II of Belgium to white colonial missionaries to Congo, 1883. Reverends, fathers and dear compatriots, the task that is given to fulfill is very delicate and requires much tact. You will go certainly to evangelize, but your evangelization must inspire above all Belgium interests. Your principal objective in our mission in the Congo is never to teach the niggers to know God, this they know already. They speak and submit to a Mungu, one Nzambi, one Zakamba, and what else I don't know. They know that to kill, to sleep with someone else's wife, to lie and to insult is bad. Have courage to admit it, you are not going to teach them what they know already. Your essential role is to facilitate the task of administrators and industrials, which means you will go to interpret the gospel in the way it will be the best to protect your interests in that part of the world. For these things, you have to keep watch on disinteresting our savages from the richness that is plenty in their underground. To avoid that, they get interested in it and make you murderous, competition and dream one day to overthrow you. Your knowledge of the gospel will allow you to find texts ordering and encouraging your followers to love poverty, like, happier are the poor because they will inherit the heaven, and, it's very difficult for the rich to enter the kingdom of God. You have to detach from them and make them disrespect everything which gives courage to affront us. I make reference to their mystic system and their fetish warfare protection which they pretend not to want to abandon, and you must do everything in your power to make it disappear. Your action will be directed essentially to the younger ones, for they won't revolt when the recommendation of the priest is contradictory to their parents' teachings. The children have to learn to obey what the missionary recommends, who is the father of their soul. You must singularly insist on their total submission and obedience, avoid developing the spirit in the schools, teach students to read and not to reason. There, dear patriots, are some of the principles that you must apply. You will find many other books, which will be given to you at the end of this conference. Evangelize the niggers so that they stay forever in submission to the white colonialists, so they never revolt against the restraints they are undergoing. Recite every day - happy are those who are weeping because the kingdom of God is for them. Convert always the blacks by using the whip. Keep their women in 9 months of submission to work freely for us. Force them to pay you in sign of recognition goats, chicken or eggs every time you visit their villages. And make sure that niggers never become rich. Sing every day that it's impossible for the rich to enter heaven. Make them pay tax each week at Sunday Mass. Use the money supposed for the poor to build flourishing business centers. Institute a confessional system, which allows you to be good detectives denouncing any black that has a different consciousness contrary to that of the decision-maker. Teach the niggers to forget their heroes and to adore only ours. Never present a chair to a black that comes to visit you. Don't give him more than 1 cigarette. Never invite him for dinner even if he gives you a chicken every time you arrive at his house. Mikhail Massa video. Subscribe and share and like the video. Email us, we're.globan.es@gmail.com.